So hi, I'm Amelia Cole, and I'm presenting this on behalf of the team. So we designed a study to understand the differences in learning outcomes between domain experts and non-experts when searching to learn under experimental conditions. Now, while the broader study includes measures outside the scope of this poster, this represents a preliminary analysis from a subset of the data. So the study is founded on a few key assumptions. The first is that searches learning assumes that knowledge is acquired over the course of a search. And so we're likely to see learning gains between the pre and post-written summaries. The second is that domain experts would be more interested in searching for historical information and maybe more likely to produce higher quality written summaries than non-experts or novices. And the third is that learning here is defined as a cognitive change, which influenced the measurement choices and the decision to collect both pre and post-written summaries. So we had a number of challenges, and the first was measuring domain expertise. Now, we specifically recruited participants based on their general interest in historical information, as well as people who just wanted to participate in the study generally. However, the search tasks themselves reflected a specific part of the British Columbia's history, the gold rush. And the assumption was made that people who search for historical information online would be more likely to be experts and more interested in looking for information on any historical topic. And now, because learning was defined as a cognitive change, data collection and measurement was extremely important. So we collected learning data at 2 points during the study, at the beginning and at the end. So participants were asked to write a summary of what they knew at the beginning prior to starting any of the search tasks, and again at the end. And what we did is we analyzed the pre and post-written summaries using a specific framework that was developed based on the cognitive levels in Bloom's taxonomy. And so essentially what this meant is that we counted the number of words and identified and counted the number of facts and statements that were present in the written summaries. We also did a very subjective analysis on the quality and interpretation of the facts and statements as well that were found within this study. The information-seeking tasks were framed by the simulated task scenario, and it was about the gold rush in British Columbia. We created 3 search tasks, and the participants began with a factual task, moved to exploratory, and then to interpretive. Now, the order was not randomized because we were really interested in scaffolding the effects of learning. So the data set itself, this is a smaller set of a larger data set, which meant we ran non-parametric tests. The majority of findings were not significant, but there is some indication of potential for significance when we get to the larger data set. So we're going to see if these findings hold true or become significant when we analyze the data using all 77 participants. So the trends that we saw were that the longer statements, so people who wrote more statements, were associated with the higher quality facts and more interpretive statements for both groups. And then we also noticed that novices, the prior knowledge had a lower quality score than experts, but then they surpassed the experts in both quality interpretation by the end of the experiment. So from this, we hope to delve deeper into the phenomenon and to better understand this particular outcome.